But we were joined by Mary Frances Bayer today to give you a few tips on how to get your kids back to school without all of the hustle and bustle that might be associated with it. And I want to start right off the bat by asking you what parents can do to make this a really easy transition for the kid.
I feel like children will, parents can be good models, so they can model a positive attitude for their kids about going back to school. Yet it's okay to say, yeah, I know it's hard, but most importantly, we're going to get through this together. I know exactly what to do, how to help you, and I know exactly what to tell your teachers so they can help you too.
And you know, from peanut allergies to maybe some special considerations dealing with your child's anxiety, there's a lot that parents might need to tell teachers.
Absolutely.
How do you know if you're sharing too much or you're sharing just the amount? What should you tell these teachers?
Well, I think, of course, just like you said, I always write a letter about food allergies, and I always write, I tell parents, write a snapshot of your child if there's sensitivities. So sensitivities to light, noise, or even just like some emotional sensitivities, just so they can be aware of things that escalate your child and things that soothe your child.
And with so many different children with different considerations in the classroom, when do you know that a teacher might not be able to deal with this? What should you then take to the administration or principal?
I always, of course, you want to work with the teacher first, but say your child is sensitive and does have some school anxiety, I always call the school counselor or tell parents to do that because they can help in so many different ways to help the child transition to school, let them come in the building early, a safe place to come if they are upset or escalated or nervous. So I would always start with the teacher, but if there is extreme anxiety, definitely call the building counselor or social worker.
And then on the home front, I can imagine that some parents might not feel comfortable tackling child anxiety or some of those mental health issues. So when do you know if you should, when should you get someone like you involved that maybe can approach it from a different matter?
I think, you know, some worries are really typical, but if you see that your child, you see a big change in their behavior, so not sleeping, you know, not eating, not wanting to play, you know, angry, withdrawn, those are signs that there is legitimately a fear about going back to school, and it's always good to get some help. But again, kids always need to know that I'm going to get some help so we all know what to do. We all know how to help you.
And let's change gears and talk about some positive sides. I remember when I was a kid, I was always very excited that first day of school. You get to wear your new clothes, maybe you get to play with your new crayons, all of that excitement. So how do you carry that over throughout the school year when all of those new things aren't quite so new anymore?
Well, I think it's always important to make sure your kids are getting a ton of sleep. And I also think it's important to schedule in some downtime and some relaxation time and family time together. So acknowledging, because school could be stressful for kids, there's a lot involved. So making sure that they know, I know you're working hard and we're going to have some time together to enjoy our family.
And of course, you can always reassure them after school, after they're out of school, if they're like me, they're going to miss getting on that bus in the morning and just going through all of your classes with all of your friends.
You're right. Yeah, that's a good point. Seeing friends is always a great thing.
Always a great thing. Thank you so much for joining us today. We do, of course, want to talk about back to school in a different light because on Wing It Buffalo Style, we always have a fun contest to announce. So if you want to head over to wingit.tv and enter to win under our contest tab, we're going to give you a chance to shop, play, and dine all at the Eastern Hills Mall. We'll announce our winner on August 29th right on the show. But of course, if we're talking about back to school, we have to bring your kids in and say hello to them because I was talking to them in the green room. One of you guys is very excited to go back to school and one of you's not quite as excited, right? All right, well, it's always fun to have you on the couch. And of course, bringing your kids always adds a little legitimacy to talking about back to school, right?
We're getting ready.
All right.